Sometimes it helps to be in the right place at the right time. Such was the case for Jerry Trupiano, who began his broadcasting career in college while attending St. Louis University. He soon got a job at KMOX, where he would hone his craft while working alongside sports legends like Jack Buck, Joe Garagiola, Dan Kelly, and Harry Carey. Jerry came to Houston in 1972 as the voice of the Houston Aeros, the Bayou Cities franchise in the new World Hockey Association, led by Hall of Famer Gordie Howe. After a couple of years, Jerry was hired to establish a sports department at KTRH, where he hosted Houston's top-rated sports talk show for 14 years. As a manager, Jerry helped to launch the careers of sportscasters such as Dave Barrett, Jim Nantz, and Tom Franklin. In addition to his work with the Houston Aeros, Jerry also called games for the Houston Rockets, the Houston Astros, and the Houston Oilers. After leaving Houston, Jerry pursued his passion for baseball, working with the Boston Red Sox franchise and calling the Red Sox World Series victory in 2004. Today, the Texas Radio Hall of Fame salutes Jerry Trupiano.
Good afternoon. Let me open by extending my congratulations to my fellow inductees in the class of 2024 for the Texas Radio Hall of Fame. I'm honored and humbled to be part of your group. So many people I need to thank for making this day possible. First, let me thank Tom Franklin for putting my name up for nomination. Secondly, thanks to those who voted me in and for voting me in with this prestigious honor. And the journey to get here is, to me, kind of an interesting story. Started on the third floor of a condemned building on the campus of St. Louis University at a college radio station, KBIL. I was the only person in the station when a call came in from KMOX Radio, looking for someone to relay scores to their football broadcasting crews. I got the job, then became a producer, and over the next 4 years there, got an education that shaped my career. I need to thank those folks. The boss, the legendary Robert Hyland, he demanded excellence, and he got it. The great Jack Buck, who took an interest in a wannabe play-by-play announcer, made it possible for me to call games into a tape recorder and then would critique those tapes and was always in my corner. Dan Kelly, the greatest hockey announcer ever to sit behind a microphone. And another who listened to my tapes and believed in me. Bob Starr, the best radio football broadcaster I ever heard. Harry Carey, whose on-air delivery inspired me to pursue a career in broadcasting. Bernie Fox, a diminutive little man with a big heart who taught me how to run a sports department. And Bill Wilkerson, at the time a newscaster, who on a Friday afternoon asked me if I had checked out a new hockey league, the World Hockey Association, which I hadn't. But 7 days later, I was on the air, my first on-air job, calling games for the Houston Aeros. And I need to thank the management of the Aeros for bringing me to Texas, and to them I will be forever grateful. While calling Aeros games, the management of KTRH called. And that really is where my career took off. Frank Stewart, the general manager, tabbed me to build a sports staff and increase the station's sports image. Hal Kemp, the station manager, was open to many of the ideas and concepts we came up with. And Ed Shane, the program director, who was a trusted and supportive ally. Then there's our team, and what a team it was. I want to mention them all and thank them all. John Breen, the first man hired by the upstart American Football League, former general manager of the Houston Oilers, who after a conversation at lunch with Jack Buck, recommended me to Frank Stewart to lead his planned expanded sports department. Later, John and I would team up on the air to co-host a very successful sports talk show during drive time. Dave Barrett later would anchor CBS Radio News in drive time and would go on to win 3 Marconi Awards. Jim Nantz would go on to become nationally known as the voice of CBS Sports. Tom Franklin, our Swiss Army knife, whose talents allowed us to have him anchor morning drive or co-host a talk show, do whatever we needed, and he would do it well. John O'Reilly, the best writer on radio could find, and the delivery to match. Ken Silverstein, the best sports investigative reporter ever. And Phil Boudreau, our man behind the scenes, and my right-hand man. And there are others that I need to mention and thank who I work for and helped solidify my place among Texas broadcasters. The Houston Oilers, the Astros, the Rockets, the Mutual Broadcasting System, the Southwest Conference, the University of Texas, the University of Houston, Rice University, the great David Perlman, and KSAV Radio. I want to thank all the sponsors and all the producers I've worked with for their support. And I need to take a moment and thank my family, my wife Donna, my sons Michael and Brian, who put up with missed holidays, missed birthdays, missed vacations, so I could pursue my passion. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Love you all. And I want to thank the listeners who invite us into their homes and into their cars, who by turning a dial or pushing a button, accept us and allow us to do what we love to do. They should never be taken for granted and deserve the very best from us. In closing, let me share this. As someone who's known as a play-by-play announcer, you get labeled. I started out being known as a hockey guy. Then I was known as a basketball guy, then a football guy. These days, I'm known as a baseball guy. But through it all, I've always been a radio guy, and I'm proud of that. Again, congratulations to my fellow inductees. I thank you for this great honor from the bottom of my heart. God bless.